When I first started gentle parenting, I did not encourage sharing. I was like, nope, it's my daughter's toy. She doesn't have to share if she doesn't want to. But since having my second kid, that has changed drastically. I encourage sharing because I think that it's a life skill that everybody needs to know. I've heard the argument like, how many times do we as adults share our personal belongings, our phone, our toothbrush, blah, 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 blah. Well, to be quite honest with you, anyone walks up to me on the street and asks me to use my phone, I always say yes. I'm gonna be perfectly honest and say my husband could even be like, Sabrina, I need to use your toothbrush. I forgot mine. And I'd say, great, go ahead. So when my daughter's ages 4.5 and 2.5 years old want the same thing, this is how it usually sounds. I see you guys both want that toy. What can we do about it? Again, they're a bit older in the toddler stage, so they usually say, let's share or let's do turns. Those are their two options, really. It's a ball. Can we pass it back and forth? Can we share? It's a race car. Should we go on opposite sides of the room and like push it back and forth to each other? Oh, it's a baby. Should we take turns rocking her to sleep? And if they don't want to share, we kind of move into turns, and I suggest, let's start a timer. You went first last time, so it's your turn to go first. How many minutes do you want to play with the toy? And I let them choose anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes. They usually say, I'm 4, so 4 minutes, or I'm 2, so 2 minutes. Although that's not fair. They don't understand that, and they're perfectly okay with it. It makes sense in their head. And I'm gonna say 99.99% of the time, the timer goes off, they are ready to give up the toy. Like, they hear the sound and they immediately give it up, or they've already forgot about it and they're on to the next thing. But what if they don't want to do either? What if they don't want to share or take turns? I usually remove the toy. I'm gonna be so honest, and I'm not doing it like I'm punishing you. Okay, you guys can't share, so I'm gonna take the toy away. Usually because there's an unmet need going on. Like, one of them is overly tired, overly stimulated, overly hungry, whatever it is. I want to address that first rather than getting into like negotiation and sharing. There's a few more things to unpack. What if they're younger? Obviously, leaving the problem solving up to them and being like, what should we do about it when they can't even talk back to you isn't really helpful. So instead, I would sportscast, always say what's going on so that your kid kind of understands and grasps the concept at hand. You and Billy want to play with the toy. We're going to take turns. It's Billy's turn. You come over here and play with this until Billy's done. The 12 to 18 month range I found worked the best with timers starting at press the button. When it beeps, it's your turn. They press the button, they see it starting to count down, and sometimes my daughters would even just stare at the timer until it went off. Obviously short increments, like 30 seconds or a minute. As they got older and we could gamify it a lot, that's when I'd be like, let's share, let's pass this back and forth. What can we do with the race car? What can we do with the little Peppa Pig? I'm gonna be so honest when I say, when we're dealing with younger toddlers, I think the most important thing that you could do is sportscast. You both want to do that. Should we share? Should we take turns? Get them familiar with those words. And then when they do share, they do give up the toy, I say thank you for sharing, not only to teach them manners and gratitude, but also to say you just shared. Like, that's what I was trying to get you to do. Thank you for sharing. But it is important for me to say parenting isn't one size fits all. If this doesn't work for you or your kids, that is okay. Take what works and leave what doesn't.